Can you imagine that the United States and Iran were once close allies? What happened? The Iranian Revolution in 1979. How did Iran's fight for democracy and freedom turn into a theocracy?
When you hear about Iran today, it's a country in the grips of 50 years ago, Tehran's streets looked very different. A cosmopolitan city where modern life and tradition coexisted in public for both men and women.
Iranian-American writer Roya Hakakian, born in Tehran to a Jewish family, surrounded by many neighbors from very diverse ethnic backgrounds. She remembers Tehran as it was.
Hijab laws, or the mandatory dress code laws, and had been lifted a few decades earlier. So you saw women walking on the streets primarily without the scarf and without the chador or the full veil. And then you saw others who walked around as they had been with the scarf, with the veil, and everybody seemed to go about their business. Nobody bothered anybody.
Once a little piece of the West inside the Middle East, Iran has suffered some of the most significant changes for a country in recent history. This is Iran, before and after the Islamic Revolution.
All you have to do is look at the difference in culture before the Islamic Revolution and after. Right here you see people that look normal 1970s, 1980s type of style. White Revolution, of course, Western values crept up into Iran. Looks like normal 1980s stuff. Prosperous, making money, everyone was happy. And then what happens? Well, you always got that small portion of people that does not like the Shah or the king. And they overthrew his ass. Of course, he's got the secret police. He's a king. He's going to use them as he sees fit. And I understand. I don't get me wrong. I completely understand. But what was the better? At least you were allies and partners with the U.S. and the U.K. making money and bettering your people. Then you have idiots like this, what's going on in New York. Young idiots that do not know what they're doing, that have no clue to what socialism brings, and the anti-American Western mindset was put into place. And what's happened over the next 40 years, you have these idiots, the Ayatollah Assaholas, running the country, destroying it, making everybody in poverty, implement Sharia law. Women have no rights. You probably got thousands of dumbass women in New York. Sorry to tell you, but you guys are stupid who voted for this type of shit. You people need to wake up. You really do need to wake up. Because this is just the beginning in New York. It will turn into a miniature version of Iran. Mondami and those idiots down there and all those idiot followers that they have, I don't know where they come from, but people need to realize, if you think that people were fleeing and running from New York before, after what happened in those primary elections just the other day, I promise you, there's going to be millions and millions of more those rich people you want to tax are going to say, hasta la vista, baby, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and get the hell out of there. Next up, Venezuela's relative position in South America. You're going to see from 1980 to 2023, they didn't do shit. They were stuck in limbo. Keep an eye. The map on the left is 1980. South America looks like this. Venezuela, top of the food chain. Argentina, second place. Uruguay, third, and Brazil, fourth. Now, if communism, socialism, or whatever you guys want to call it or pretend it to be, works so damn well and so good that they're still stuck in the same position they were since 1980. They have not progressed. They're sitting at 7.9K, the same as they were. If you look at Brazil, you look at Ecuador, you look at any of those other countries.
This single visual captures the core story. Venezuela did not suddenly fall. It was overtaken. While the rest of South America climbed the income ladder, Venezuela stayed on the same rung. This is exactly what long-term stagnation looks like. Now let's add time to this picture.
This next graph shows the trajectory of the GDP per capita for Venezuela diverged from the sustained growth seen across all South American countries. The gray line shows each South American country. The red line is Venezuela. All you have to do is look at the chart to understand what's happening here. Most countries experience ups and downs, debt crises, commodity shocks, political instability, but most always trend upwards.
That is what normal economic development looks like, hardly similar to the rest of the region. Then something changes. During oil booms, its income rises, but it never really stays up. Each increase is followed by stagnation or decline.
There is no sustained upward trend. Over time, the gap between Venezuela and all the rest becomes enormous. And again, another chart from the IMF World Economic Outlook. It shows the same thing. Oil production and living standards. What happens? It falls off a damn cliff. The people of Venezuela don't even want their own money. They want money being paid in US dollars. That's why it says $2, 2 times $3, and $1. They don't want their own money. And if you think those stores in New York, those government-run stores are going to be full and plentiful, they're not. They'll be look just like these stores right here, right now. They are empty, and that's all you'll ever see. Not to mention the Venezuela oil exports went from thousands of barrels a day to hundreds. That's ridiculous. Over 2013 to 2023, 10 years, it dropped like a rock, like everything else. When a country's currency has been devalued and inflated into oblivion, they don't continue to use that currency. They switch over to the US dollar. Why? Because it holds its value. People around the world, they want to hold US dollars. They don't want to hold their own money. I'm sorry to tell you, but that's just the way the world works. And that's exactly why stablecoins and USD denominated stablecoins will dominate the world. And last but not least, Cuba is unlike anything country I've ever seen. It's hard to make sense of it all. Think of it. You have doctors, you have pharmacists make $20 a month. That is crazy, crazy. That's what socialism and communism brings you people. You get this, New Yorkers? Do you understand? This is what it brings. Squalor and despair. I promise you, if you were to go to Cuba, your whole ideals and background of the United States would be completely different. This guy's probably fishing for his life. He's fishing to eat his next meal. Think about that. Really think about that. It really does just blow my mind how people can be so ignorant and not pay attention to what they actually have and the benefits from being an American and living in America. And they shit on it time and time again. And they're not proud to be an American. I'm telling you, man, this is ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. All you got to do is go to one of these other countries that are like this, and I promise you, you'll never see the world the same. You'll never see America the same. You will be grateful, you will love it, and you will probably be the most American you'll ever be. Thank you for watching. I hope this opens people's eyes, and I pray for all of you in New York. Wake up.